Hey, what's up, children? So, before shooting this video, I was actually reading a book from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, I'm not sure how many of you watching this video now would know him, especially if 10, 20 years later. But, man, he is my idol. The stuff that he has accomplished is like, it's just the top 0.001% level. Just a brief run through, right? He is a world-class bodybuilding champion. He won Mr. Olympia 6 or 7 times. He is like a superstar movie actor, right? Famous action superstar movie actor in the 1990s. I always remember, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger with his big bulging biceps, right? Commandos, right? Eraser, True Lies, etc. Then he was a governor, almost say governator, but governor, right, of California, right? So you can see that across these different sectors that he is, right, whichever he is in, right, he will excel in it. And let's face it, most people have problem just excelling in one sector, let's say in their career. But this guy excel, right, in vastly different sector, right? The movie scene, bodybuilding, politics. So, gosh, really respect and respect the work that is done, right, and the achievement that is made. And I really look up to him. And I was reading this book, right, just the first few pages, right, called Be Useful, right, by Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, his biography is really interesting as well. I highly recommend you guys have a look, right? So at the start of the book, right, called Be Useful, it's I didn't finish reading the whole book yet, right? It's just reading through the first few pages, and he was talking about how the world, it's getting more depressing. So we have less wars, right, in the world, right? Statistically, there's less wars, less death, right, if you compare to earlier years, like a few centuries ago. But at the same time, right, there are more and more people falling into depression, committing suicide. And why is that? So why is that? So if you ask me, my point is that I believe social media does play a part in it. So today I want to talk about the social media traps. There's a few traps that I think maybe many people might not be aware of. So hopefully me sharing some light to it kind of make you consciously aware of what's going on, and hopefully, right, you don't fall into the trap. And towards the end, I'll share with you a simple solution, right, to kind of overcome all this negativity in the world, which has helped me immensely. So let's talk about the first trap in social media. So social media, it's very easy to compare, right, when you're on social media. Because once you load up the app, right, you will have all the notifications, right, of what you've missed, right, all the red notification and whatnot. And when you're on social media, you like to compare with other male, other females. Like, if you're a guy, right, you're looking at other guys, wow, man, that guy has a 6-pack and I have just 1 big pack, or maybe 1.5 pack. Why is that, right? It makes you feel not good enough. Or for the females, right, you look at, all the other females out there on social media, all of them, look really pretty, they look really good, and you look to yourself, man, you're going through puberty, whatnot, you have pimples, scars on your face, and you feel inadequate. So every time you log on to the social media app, right, you always feel that you don't look as good as your peers. You don't look as good as the people that you're following on social media. But if you just take a step back and look around you, the people around you, maybe let's say you're now in school. Look around your classmates. Is everyone good looking? Maybe you're in your office. Are all your colleagues good looking? And the answer is, I'm pretty sure it's no. Probably, there are a few percent of them will look good, but the majority is just average, just like you and me, average. So be aware of this, right? In social media, the good stuff, right, is kind of like on steroids. It's like juice, right, to be even better. And of course, right, it's not true. They probably put on makeup, they put on certain filters, right? Maybe there's 0 packs, they draw 6 lines, becomes a 6-pack, and stuff like that. So you have to be aware of this that's going on social media. And the reason why they do that is because it helps generate attention, get more likes, follows, etc. So there are incentives, right, to this fakeness on social media. And I don't want you to fall for that fakeness, because in reality, not everybody is good looking. In reality, not everybody has a 6-pack. In reality, not all the girls are those, models that you see on the runway or, on Miss Universe. No. Okay, so that's the first trap, right? To realize that social media is not reality. Reality is a lot more down to earth, right? Where social media kind of like elevate things to the extreme where it's nowhere a close representation of what you see in your day-to-day life. Just walk down the street. Every 10 people that you meet, are all 10 good looking? Probably not. Yeah, get my point, yeah? Second trap is this of social media that I want to bring up. This is, I think, in particular, for those who create content on social media as well, right? So social media is addictive, right? Because it gives you a dopamine hit, right? Whenever someone likes your post, whenever someone subscribes to you, whenever you gain a new follower, it's like a dopamine hit. It's like, oh man, this feels good. So when you post a picture on social media on whichever platform, right, and you get a red notification saying 20, 30 people like, right, and yeah, you feel good. So what happens is that there's nothing wrong with posting on social media, especially if you want to save a very happy memory, a significant milestone whatsoever. But what's going to be a problem is that if you try to keep outdoing yourself, okay, this time around this picture has 40 likes. I'm going to aim for 45 likes for the next picture. And maybe you get your 45 likes. Then next time I'm going to aim for 50 likes. So you keep setting the bar higher and higher for yourself. And what's going to happen is that eventually you'll not reach the standard that you set for yourself, right? Without being fake or without being yourself. Yeah? And when you don't hit that ridiculously high bar that you have set for yourself, what's going to happen? You probably feel inadequate, right? You feel lousy. Man, the previous photo has like 40 likes and this one only has 32 likes, right, man? Is it because I don't look as good as in this photo, right? Is it because my friends are not paying attention to me, and stuff like that? And again, this isn't healthy in the long run. So be aware of this dopamine hit, right? That social media tries to always seduce you, right? To outshine yourself, get more likes, get more subscribers, right? Be aware of this trap. Because if you get sucked into it, right, then you're the one suffering, right? Your friends, your peers, they won't know or they won't care how many likes you have on that photo. Only you are the one that will give it the most attention. So I don't want you to focus the likes, the subscribes, or whatsoever on your photos or whatsoever. Because for any other reason, right, it could be maybe the algorithm just didn't favor the picture or whatsoever. It's irrelevant. It's basically you yourself, right? You just want to share a happy memory, a significant milestone on social media, regardless of what people think of it, right? So don't get fooled, right, by the dopamine hits, right? Because again, you're not trying to outshine yourself on social media. You're not trying to outshine others on social media. To me, the biggest benefit of social media is just to kind of like maybe record significant milestones in life so you can look back, like you have an archive to look through, or maybe just to catch up and see how your friends are doing. But when you use it as a competitive comparison platform for yourself and for others, right, comparing against yourself and others, that's where really you're going to be sucked into a black hole. It can be pretty tough to climb out of, right? So be aware of that. And the third thing about the social media trap is that it feeds your interest. So social media, it's a profit-making platform. They are not a charity, right? They don't sell you any service or product because you are the product. What's the product that you're offering? Your attention. So if you look at any social media platform, right? So if you look, let's say your interest is in golf. So you're looking through golf videos. I'm pretty sure your feed, right, will be flooded, right, with nothing but golf videos, right? If you're interested in karate, you're going to be nothing but karate. If you're interested in ping pong, all ping pong. If you're interested in, sewing a sweater, you get nothing but sewing but a sweater. You get my point? Yeah? So, in other words, your lens is going to be colored already because it's going to be colored based on your interests. So let's say someone who is interested in, let's say, this is an extreme example, but let's say someone who's interested in golf, right? Then social media has nothing but golf video, golf information, golf stuff. Then if they're naive enough, they might think that, man, the most popular sport in the world is golf. But of course, that's not true, right? It's just the platform is showing you what's based on your interests so you can watch more videos, stay longer, serve you more ads, and the platform makes more money. That's the idea behind it, to why the platform do what it does, why the algorithm does what it does. And the thing about humans is that we are very attracted seduced, right, by violence, by sex. That's human nature, right? We are just kind of like drawn towards violence. Things that don't happen commonly, happens rarely, right? We are attracted to such events. So this is why when you get news that are negative, like, the war crisis, financial crisis, recession, man, those news are really like, sold like hotcakes. Get a lot of eyeballs, a lot of views, right? Because that is what sells. So it's not because, I'm not saying that it isn't true. Yep, there might be a recession out there, there might be war out there, but it doesn't mean that, man, the world is such a dangerous place to be in. That's not true. Yeah. So if you keep, staying on social media long enough and you let the violence or the stuff that seduce normal humans like violence, sex, etc. get you in, right? You might think, man, this world is it's a very unsafe place to be, man. Look at all the war that is going on. Look at all the accident, the traffic accident, the car collapse, explosion, the bad stuff, right? The terrorist attack that's happening around the world, right? It makes you feel like, man, this is like happening every single week, man. There's something going on out there in the world, right? That makes it so unsafe to live in. And what happens is that when you get sucked into this world, you think that the world's an unsafe place to live in. And you have a lot of fear, fear of this, fear of that, maybe fear of, going overseas for the fear that you might get hijacked on a plane, a terrorist attack on a plane. You might have the fear of, I don't know, eating out in public, maybe because the food could be poisoned, right? Maybe the food wasn't washed cleanly. It creates a lot of unnecessary fear. I'm not sure if you have, people that hey, Rainer, be careful of, ABC, right? This might happen. Hey, Rainer, you're going there. Okay, please be careful. Hey, Rainer, please be careful. It's just always be careful, be careful, be careful. They have your interest at heart. But when you keep be careful-ing all the time, right? It drains you after a while. Yeah? And it's all, again, because of, too much fear in the person. So again, this is what social media can do, right? Especially if your feed is all the stuff that is like violence, accidents, and whatnot. It will put a lot of unnecessary fear into you, making you think that, man, this world is an unsafe place to be in. And then how you behave, right, in the real world is tell your friends to be careful of this and that, right? This might happen to you, right? And really, right, it gets emotionally draining, right? Once you do it too many times, or once you say that too many times to the people around you, and they might think that you're a very negative person. Yeah, so that's the third trap. Yeah, so hopefully now at this point you kind of like understand the different trappings of social media. I'm not saying social media is bad, but be aware of this pitfalls of it. I think most people just kind of like cruise through their life on social media more than their real life, and unknowing of this repercussions that could happen. So what's the solution, right, to all this comparison, negativity, right, on social media? How can you deal with it? Yeah, so for me, right, I always come back to this gratitude, to be grateful. There is a ton of things to be grateful for in life. Okay, so for example, my children, they are not the most obedient kids out there, right? There are a lot of kids that are more obedient than them, right? They will listen to their parents, but I'm grateful that they are all happy and healthy. They are generally happy children and they're healthy. Right? I'm grateful for that. I don't have very rich parents, so this is why when I was young, I didn't have a lot of things, but I'm grateful that they supported me every step of the way in life. Whether what I decided to study, what type of jobs I decided to pursue, the lady that I want to marry, they supported me every step of the way. No strong objections. Or even my wife, right? My wife, right, doesn't have the printing money ability. I wish, I married someone who is a rich wife. But guess what? My wife is not a money printer, but that's not an issue because I'm grateful that she helps lend a listening ear whenever I need it, to hold the household together, to bring everyone together, and I'm grateful for that. So there's a lot of things that we can be grateful for if we just dig hard enough. And that, I believe, right, it's enough to focus really on the things that matter. Gratefulness, right, for what you do have, and not comparing yourself to others, right? Or looking at how bad shape this world is, right? Give warnings, right? Endless warnings to those people around you, right? So really be grateful for what you have. You can do it as a daily gratitude before you go to bed each night. What are you grateful for? It's something that I try to children, if you're listening now, you know why Papa. Almost every night I try to remind you all, what are you grateful for? But somehow, my daughter always says she's grateful for her food, right? It's always the food, yeah? Jay, so... So yeah, be grateful, right? There's plenty of things to be grateful for, and be aware of the trappings of social media. And once you're aware of it, I believe you now have the tools, the right mindset to browse it in a manner that will keep you more objective and aligned with reality. Right? So with that said, I'll talk to you all soon.